Know, wonder, and learn.
Good day to all, especially to the grade 4 pupils like me. I'm Daphne Lane T. Velasco, grade 4 pupil from Gukab Elementary School at Tiague West District. How are you? I hope you're fine and well like me. Have you ever observed soil or have you ever played with it? As I can see, there are different types of soil and they differ in color, texture, size, and thickness. Soils vary from one location to another as the soil near our house is a little sandy and the soil in our farm is a bit black and muddy. I also observed that some soil is fertile and can support plant life, while others cannot. In a conclusion, soils are different and have various characteristics. Join me in listening to this episode as we compare and contrast the characteristics of different types of soil. What makes them different? And what are the different types of soil?
Good morning!
I'm your radio teacher,
I am your science buddy.
and I'll give you an exciting lesson that you'll surely enjoy.
Talks Radio. Education must continue.
Learning is a great avenue.
No one will be left behind. With new normal comes new learning.
New method, new way of understanding.
Keep on learning.
Keep on achieving,
There's no way of hindering.
enriching one's dream.
This is
Talks Radio, your number one source of science education.
Conveying a half an hour of quality scientific teaching on air.
This is
Talks Radio.
A great day to all listeners of DepEd School on Air, especially to the grade 4 learners out there. Today, we will discuss another exciting episode in science. Are you ready to explore and discover something new in the world of science?
Yes, ma'am!
That's great! I am happy to be with you as we all learn, explore, and enjoy our new lesson in Science 4 through radio. I am Mrs. Marilu Laborte Ramos, and I'll be your radio teacher for today. Before we begin, make sure you already have your notebook and pen with you. Find a comfortable place to stay where the internet connection is great so you could clearly listen to the broadcast. Are you now ready?
Yes, ma'am!
That's great! Before we continue our lesson, let's have a short recap. Could you still remember our previous lesson? What is it all about? Yes, it is about how light, heat, and sound travel using various objects. Can you enumerate at least 3 objects that produce heat? Very good. Sun, candle, and fire produce heat.
Boom!
What are the 3 different ways of heat transfer? That's great.
Hooray!
Conduction is transfer of heat from molecules through solid materials. Convection is transfer of heat from one place to another by the movement of fluids. And radiation is the heat that can be transmitted across space or vacuum. Can you give at least 3 examples of a conductor? That's great! Spoon, fork, and pan are good conductors of heat. Light travels as a wave. It does not need any matter to carry its energy along. What are the 2 sources of light? Yes, we have natural and artificial sources. Can you give an example of a natural source of light? Stars, moons, planets, comets, and meteors are correct. How about the common artificial sources of light? That's right. Electric lights, bulb, candlelight, and flashlight are man-made sources of light. Can you differentiate reflection, refraction, and diffusion of light? Very good. Reflection is the bouncing back of light waves as it hits a flat surface. Refraction is the bending of light waves as it travels from one medium to another, while diffusion is the scattering of light waves as it strikes a rough surface. Can you compare the images formed in a concave lens and a convex lens? Great! Images formed in concave lenses look smaller while they look bigger in a convex lens. Can you describe how an echo is formed? That's great! It is due to refraction of sound waves as it strikes a wall. For today's episode, we will compare and contrast the characteristics of different types of soil. After listening to this episode, you are expected to identify the different types of soil based on their physical characteristics. Describe how to make use of the different types of soil and recognize the importance of soil in our daily lives. Try to look around you. 30% of the earth where we are living are all covered with soil. Let me see if you know the places where soil is present. Get your notebook and list down which of the following places where we can find soil. Are you now ready?
Yes, Ma'am!
Okay, learners, listen carefully. The choices are mountains, sea, hills, garden, and river. Again, the choices are mountains, sea, hills, garden, and river. Are you done?
Yes, Ma'am!
Alright, let us see if you get it right. Soil is present in the mountains, hills, and in the garden. Did you get it correctly?
Yes, Ma'am!
Very good. Let us give 3 claps for a job well done. This time, we are going to discuss the important things that we should know about soil. Is soil important? Yes, of course. Soil is a very important natural resources on Earth made up of tiny particles of rocks and decayed plants and animals. Since this is a natural resource, this can be categorized into different soil types, each with distinct physical characteristics that provide growing benefits. Do you know that soil is classified into different types? Soil can be categorized into sand, clay, silt, peat, chalk, and loam types of soil based on the dominating size of the particles within a soil. Have you tried to observe a sandy soil and a clay soil? What have you noticed with the characteristics of the soil? That's right. Sandy soils contain high proportions of sand and little clay, weighs more than sand. White clay is the type of soil that is heavy that benefits from high nutrients. Clay soils remain wet and cold in winter and dry out in summer. Who among you have gardens at home? Very good! Have you tried to work and observe the types of soil located in your garden?
Yes, ma'am!
There were two types of soil in your garden that is essential for plant growth. These are the loam soil and the peat soil. Loam soil is a mixture of sand, silt, and clay that are combined to avoid the negative effects of its type. These soils are fertile, easy to work with, and provide good drainage. Depending on their predominant composition, they can be either sandy or clay loam. While peat soil is high in organic matter and retains a large amount of moisture. This type of soil is very rarely found in a garden and often imported into a garden to provide an optimum soil base for planting. Let's have another type of soil. We have the silt soil and chalk soil. Let us see the difference between the two. Silt soil is a light and moisture retentive soil type with a high fertility rating. As silt soils comprise medium-sized particles, they are well drained and hold moisture well, while chalk soil can be either light or heavy but always highly alkaline due to the calcium carbonate or lime within its structure. Since these types of soil have their own characteristics, meaning they have their own ability to sustain the life of living things. The soil is important to all living things on earth because it is the source of four essential living factors, namely food, clothes, shelter, and medicine, all of which either directly or indirectly coming from the soil. For plants, the soil is very important to their growth and yield. In our present situation, COVID-19 pandemic, people should plant vegetables in their backyard, and the ability to choose a kind of soil is best for growing vegetables is important. Some of these types of soil are good for planting, while others are not. So there you have it, children. Let's have a review of what we have discussed. What type of soil which is high in organic matter and retains a large amount of moisture? Peat is correct. How about a type of soil that contains a high proportion of sand and little clay? Sand is correct. Which type of soil is a mixture of sand, silt, and clay that are combined to avoid the negative effects of its type? That's right, it's a loam soil.
Hooray!
Which type of soil can be either light or heavy, but always highly alkaline due to the calcium carbonate or lime within its structure? Very good, it's a chalk soil. Which type of soil is heavy that benefits from high nutrients? Clay is correct.
Hooray!
Now, try to identify whether the statement is true or false. Number 1. Soil is not a natural resource. True or false? False is correct. Soil is a natural resource. Number 2. Loam soil is one of the type of soil which is good for planting. Is it true or false? Very good. That is true. Next, number 3. Soil has only 2 types. True or false? False is correct. We have now how many types? Yes, we have 6 types. Can you enumerate the 6 types of soil? Very good. We have sandy soil, clay soil, loam soil, peat soil, chalk soil, and silt soil. Next, number 4. Chalk soil is highly alkaline due to calcium carbonate. True is correct. And number 5. Peat soil is not high in organic matter. True or false? False is correct.
Hooray!
Peat soil is high in organic matter. I guess you're all ready for a short quiz.
Yes, ma'am!
Please listen very well and follow my instructions. Prepare a 1/4 sheet of paper and number it from 1 to 5. On this quiz, you must remember to do it alone and with honesty. I will read this statement twice and choose the letter of the best answer. Write the chosen letter on your answer sheet. Listen very well. Number 1. It is a natural resource on Earth that is made up of tiny particles of rocks and decayed plants and animals. The choices are A. Rocks, B. Soil, C. Water, and D. None of the above. Again, it is a natural resource on Earth that is made up of tiny particles of rocks and decayed plants and animals. The choices are A. Rocks, B. Soil, C. Water, D. None of the above. Number 2. This is a type of soil which is very rarely found in a garden and often imported into a garden to provide an optimum soil base for planting. A. Chalk soil, B. Clay soil, C. Peat, D. Silt. This is a type of soil which is very rarely found in a garden and often imported into a garden to provide an optimum soil base for planting. A. Chalk soil, B. Clay soil, C. Peat, D. Silt. Number 3. The soil is fertile, easy to work with, and provide good drainage. A. Chalk soil, B. Clay soil, C. Loam soil, D. Peat soil. Again, the soil is fertile, easy to work with, and provides good drainage. A. Chalk soil, B. clay soil. C. Loam soil. D. Peat soil. Number 4. A type of soil that contains a high proportion of sand and little clay. A. Chalk soil. B. Clay soil. C. Loam soil. D. Sand soil. Again, a type of soil that contains a high proportion of sand and little clay. A. Chalk soil. B. Clay soil. C. Loam soil. D. Sand soil. Number 5. This can be either light or heavy, but always highly alkaline due to the calcium carbonate or lime within its structure. Some materials are hard. A. Chalk soil. B. Clay soil. C. Loam soil. And D. Sand soil. Again, this can be either light or heavy, but always highly alkaline due to the calcium carbonate or lime within its structure. Some materials are hard. A. Chalk soil. B. Clay soil. C. Loam soil. D. Sand soil. That ends our quiz for today, our dear grade 4. Let us now answer its number. Number 1, it is a natural resource on Earth that is made up of tiny particles of rocks and decayed plants and animals. The correct answer is B, soil.
Hooray!
Number 2, this is a type of soil which is very rarely found in a garden and often imported into a garden to provide an optimum soil base for planting. The correct answer is letter C, peat.
Yay!
Number 3. The soil is fertile, easy to work with, and provide good drainage. The correct answer is letter C, loam soil.
Boom!
Number 4. A type of soil that contains high proportion of sand and a little clay. The correct answer is letter D, sand.
Hooray!
Number 5. This can be either light or heavy, but always highly alkaline due to the calcium carbonate or lime within its structure. Some materials are hard. The correct answer is A, chalk soil. Did you get all the correct answers?
Yes, ma'am!
Well done! So that's it for today, grade 4. I hope you enjoyed our lesson. We will have again another lesson for the next meeting. Halina't matuto, gamit ang ating radyo. Pakinggan at unawain, aralin na ituturo. Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon. Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang maiiwan. Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela. Once again, this is your radio teacher, Mrs. Marilu Laborde Ramos. See you all, keep safe, and God bless. The script used in the production of RBI material for the episode of Science 4 was written by Mrs. Melanie M. Jacinto together with our ST or Isabela RBI production team of Schools Division of Isabela.
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela!